What's up, guys? I am Caleb Giddings, and we are all three of us back.
Ba-
Hooray! We made
ba-da-da,
it.
da-da-da,
Well, so
da-da, da-da, da-da.
what happened was as as
Explain,
as
Caleb.
we as we okay. So what happened was I didn't know that during Shot Show I was speed running COVID. And I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. Tuesday I had a sore throat, but also Tuesday night I had a sore throat, but also Tuesday I had spent a bunch of time in the circle bar scream talking at my friends and possibly chain smoking. So of course I had a sore throat. Wednesday, I was cold, but Wednesday they had really pumped the AC up in the show floor. So it wasn't until Wednesday night that I was like, ooh, I don't feel good because I was in my room under the covers and I got out to go to the bathroom and I started shivering. And I'm like, you might be a little bit sick. Let's see how you feel tomorrow morning and we'll go from there. Thursday morning, I get up, I feel fine. Fine. Friday, fine. Went home, haven't had anything yet. Unfortunately, I hugged Jack during the show. And what you guys don't know about small people germs is they also have small man syndrome and they are more angry and more aggressive. And they see a tall, big person and they're like, we will murder you. So I tried to kill Jack and he was sick for like a hot minute. And also, we've been really busy because if you guys don't know this, the time before Shot Show, really busy. Shot Show, busy. Time immediately after Shot Show, busy. It's literally been, almost a month now since the show, and I'm finally caught up on Shot Show emails, I think.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe.
see.
So, anyway, that's the whole story. And I'm really sorry for
Probably what
anyone else
happened.
that I may have given COVID to.
I hate you.
Jack's
I will
Jack's just
accept
sitting
my
there seething
apology.
with
Just the
anger.
quiet. I hate you.
I will accept my apology in form of a lever action rifle.
Would you like a 45-70 or a 30-30?
I actually would like the 30-30.
Do you want the 20-inch laminated one or
Yes.
yeah, that one's sick, right? So, but what we're doing this episode, in case you guys hadn't guessed, this episode, which by the way is brought to you by Taurus USA and Guns.com. Taurus USA, we make the guns, Guns.com, they sell them. You can go on Guns.com and find all of our new SHOT Show launches, with the exception of the 327 Toro Defender, because we're already back ordered on those. So, but
They
hey,
gone.
if you want more of those, go to your gun dealer and like show them our website and say this, order this, call Davidson's and order this. All right. So you got to bully your gun dealers, guys. Bully them into ordering more of them, and we'll make more of them. Promise,
I
hand
just,
to
I
God.
just need that. I just need that executive grade 605. That thing's
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, the 357. Okay, I have one in here actually. So anyway, but we're talking about
Yeah,
Shot
I
Show,
don't. I need that. I need that
and we're
fixed.
talking about our thoughts on Shot Show, and I think that with so I remember now my Shot Show prediction was that there wasn't going to be a vibe for the show, or that the vibe was just sort of going to be no vibe. I was wrong with my prediction. Keith, how did you do on your prediction?
I did atrociously. I thought there would be nothing really cool. Like optics had kind of been the hot space for the last year or two. And I thought everything was going to cool down this year. And I was just totally batshit wrong. Like Hollow Sun decided to call in the little choo-choo train that they must have gotten on loan from Keltec, who normally does the little choo-choo train with the cocaine on it. They got it over in the Hollow Sun side of things, and they're just like Predator red dots for pistols. Let's go, boys.
Which
And a bunch of other really cool optical stuff too. Like Primary Arms' new 1-8, which they literally built out of spite for Night Force.
it
Night
is,
Force is like, we did the smallest one, and Primary Arms is like, bets.
I heard somebody call it a spite force.
it's I'm talking to him and they're like, yeah, like we have this kind of on the drawing board already, but then Night Force kind of got uppity about like what they did, and they're like, well, fuck you.
We'll do
We'll
it
beat
too.
it.
Now,
So
speaking of predictions,
it was
Jack,
that Looney Tunes meme of 6 shooter, 7 shooter, 8 shooter, 9 shooter.
Uh,
how
I
was your
think
prediction?
I
But
fucking called it, baby. MP7s for everybody. Not only did Palmetto State come out of left field with, okay, look, one, I'm in marketing. And when somebody does better marketing than I do, I like to call them out and say that you guys are the winners. Palmetto State Arms won marketing for SHOT Show when they said, hey, here are what they offer 12 products,
13.
Yeah.
They had
13 products, and
13
said,
really cool drops.
you guys choose which one of these you want us to work on, and we're going to work on it, including a civilian MP7 ish clone chambered in 5.7, which is exactly what I think a lot of us want. That being said, 5.7 is a fundamentally problematic cartridge in its current offerings.
But it's
I
also
think
commercially available in a way that the
commercially available that
4.6 is not.
4.6 is not.
Mm-hmm.
However, with that being said, I think it's pretty obvious that one got approved. And they said to people, you guys vote on which one of these you want us to work on, and we'll do it. And that got so many people hyped about their product line. But if you're going to be like, hey, Jack, that's not really an MP7, you said civilian MP7, you're right. But I am right too, because Tommy Built is now
Actually
offering
did it.
MP7 builds.
Straight up T7.
I do not have that money. I won't have that money. If I had that money, I would invest it into other projects. But I know one of you HK nerds is going to buy one of those things.
Absolutely.
I know two people who've ordered them already. So
Right. They are. So here we go. We did a whole thing about civilian PDWs. It is a concept that is growing. I also had a conversation with a company who makes soft good lines, and they're coming out with a sling bag that looks like a fashion item that will hold your civilian PDW. Guys, I think this is a concept that we're rapidly approaching realistic.
It's such a cool concept that I'm doing one in the most fucked up way you can possibly imagine. Because God forbid I do something right, like, a rifle caliber PDW or something like that. So I have a Rossi Brawler, which is a 9-inch 45 Colt barrel. As you can see, if you're watching the video feed, I've taken the pistol grip off of this. Today, I was at a lovely office and they were rolling my fingerprints so that I could send them to the government because, yes, I haven't done the electronic fingerprint file for my Form 1 yet. But
I
this,
tell, bro, you need to. It's
I know, no,
well,
I know.
actually, you don't need to because if you leave that last little bit of inconvenience there, you will spend less money on it.
That's kind
It
of what,
is so easy for me to be just like, I could do another SBR and then just take one of these that are still in pistol format sitting around. We've got two or three here still in pistol format, or build a fresh pistol and just be like, yeah, eForm 1, upload fingerprints, $200, run credit card. What's credit card debt? Probably go away.
yeah. Hey, you're betting on it. So anyway, but this is going to get turned into a 45 Colt single shot PDW that fits inside my really cool backpack that I got from 511. Because again, if there's a concept that's being done, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it wrong and like a FUD. Which, speaking of
I
FUDs,
I
if
really want Caleb to draw down ye old single shot and just watch as everybody is like, huh.
and then you get drilled with a 230 grain 45 Colt hollow point at like 809 or what do these go? So out of the 9-inch barrel, these things we're pushing like 950 feet per second with these things. So it's fucking no joke. But anyway,
That'll smack something.
oh yeah, talking about themes for the show, Jack obviously nailed it. Civilian MP7, and you made me, and the price point on it reminded me of if you had to like identify a product that all of a sudden everybody was throwing out that you had never maybe historically seen from them before, it was lever actions. Like all of a sudden, and I really enjoyed this as the marketing manager of Rossi USA, is that all of a sudden I'm now a category leader because there is now a significant category, right? The
Mhm.
lever gun game was largely Henry, us, and like Ruger Marlin, but you couldn't get anything from Ruger and Marlin, right? They made like 7 guns. I don't know what they're doing. Their guns are great. I'm not hating, but they didn't make a lot of them. So, and if you went with and so it was us and Henry really kind of in the category. And also now everybody else is in the category. And I'm like, fantastic. This is great. I love competition. I love, an opportunity to demonstrate how great our guns are. And I also love that the wood and blued steel Smith and Wesson lever gun is like $3,500. But
Yeah.
but here's the thing. That's brilliant because you know who's going to buy that? The guys who have bought every registered Magnum and have like the letters and a shadow
Mhm.
box and the guns like in a wood presentation case,
Oh yeah,
they've already ordered theirs for sure because limited edition Smith and Wesson and there's a market for that. So fucking God bless them for it. I'm not sure
exactly.
about the I'm not sure about the launch caliber though. I don't know if 44 mag would have been the caliber to launch it in, but I'm sure that they've
I,
got,
I think I think 38 357 would have been better on the brand, but they do a bunch of 44 guns too. So like
yeah,
talking to their customer base is all already got heavy 44 coverage. So good on them.
yeah.
I do want
The
to address something that's floating around online, though, about the lever guns. I see it in corners here and there, and that's that everybody is making lever guns because an assault weapons ban is coming, and all the gun companies know it for sure. We're just lying to everybody. Guys, we're not. You want to know why lever actions are gaining in popularity? It's because we've had 20 years of the AR-15.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually said this on multiple meetings. People were like, Caleb, why do you think lever actions are so popular? And I'm like, because everybody already has five ARs, but they still like buying guns.
Like,
20 years of the AR-15, and we'll throw it out there too. For right now, two of the larger markets can't really get the AR-15s they want, but they can get whatever lever actions they want. You've got California and New York who have heavy restrictions on semi-automatics and whatnot that are being challenged in court and have a pretty good chance of losing. But we don't know if they lose in 2025 or 2026 or 2027.
Or 2030.
Yeah, or 2030. We don't know how long this court case is going to get dragged out with the appeals process and everything like that. Nothing moves quick there. Um, but lever guns are getting popular for that combination of reasons is they're not AR-15s, so it's something entertaining that people can shoot. This past weekend, I was out running a 38 Special 357 lever gun, and I forgot just how stupid fun those things are. Just
Yeah.
just absolutely stupid amounts of fun.
Oh, and if you
Because
suppress a 38,
we
like if
did.
you suppress a
Yeah, we
357
had a
lever
can
gun
on it too. Like
and
it
then
is
you run,
stupid fun.
158 grain lead round nose out of it, the
Yep.
cycling, the
Yep.
action of the gun cycling is louder than the actual firing.
It's just
Um,
really cool, really fun. So, guys, it's not because an assault weapons ban is coming. An assault weapons ban gets put into Congress every single year. There are a bunch of the state level ones that are currently in the process of losing lawsuits. It's not because everyone knows that this is coming. It's because we've had 20 years of the AR-15. The AR-15 in current day is kind of boring. Lever guns are more entertaining, and we're kind of going into an entertaining, I want something fun niche as we're
mhm.
going through things right now. So we're doing it for fun. We're doing it for the lulls.
Hey, did either of you
Yellowstone was
guys?
the most watched show in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People want, you know,
like I've never. So, fun fact: I've never actually sat down and watched a full episode of Yellowstone, but I have seen multiple. I've seen multiple clips on TikTok. I
I'm with Caleb here. I have seen
both of
like
you
seven
suck. Oh my God.
partial episodes, and I'm
Okay,
like, I've got to
okay.
get back to that when I have time to. And
Time
then,
out. Time out. I'm gonna speak to you guys, but I'm talking to the audience at the same time when I do this. Y'all are fucking up. When we do these things where we're like, why doesn't television make shows that we want to watch, or this thing or that thing or that thing? I'm not talking about Yellowstone. I'm talking in particular about Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan is the producer, writer, director of Yellowstone. He also wrote both Sicario movies, and Paramount Plus has hitched their wagon to this dude and said, Taylor, run wild. Make shows that you want to make, which has produced Yellowstone, The Mayor of Kingstown, which
that
is a
show's freaking
that's a
phenomenal
great.
gun
really good
show.
show.
Yeah,
That for a gun show for guys who like guns, go watch Mayor of Kingstown.
yeah.
You will love
So
the
hold
SWAT
on.
team.
I
Hold on,
have
I'm not
watched the
done yet. I'm
Mayor of
not done yet.
Kingstown.
You wait. And then he went and wrote another amazing gun show called Lioness, which I highly
Mhm.
recommend you go and watch. If we don't support these things that are supporting us, guys, I know the people who are working on these shows and who are putting in the cool gun stuff. We gotta show support to that. If you want to see movies with cool gun stuff and cool guys doing cool stuff, you gotta watch this stuff. If that doesn't happen, it doesn't get renewed. Also, I'm just gonna say it. Your wives are gonna like these shows too, because Taylor Sheridan knows what's up. That man
Okay,
understands.
so in my defense, I have not watched Yellowstone. I have watched Mayor of Kingstown. I've watched Tulsa King. I've watched Lioness. So it's not that I
Lioness was
am not.
fantastic.
Lioness was
Lioness,
great. Lioness
Sicarios,
was so the
the
gun
Sicario
run
movies.
when they called in the A10 in Lioness, I was like, let's go.
The scene for me in Linus is so they've got like a special operations team as a QRF chilling in a house, and the house gets broken into by like a couple of scumbags. Every dude has wanted to happen in their lives, where they're just like chilling with their bros, and some idiot breaks into the house. It is so smooth. It's so well done.
It
Um,
is. It is. Yeah.
I,
So
I,
phenomenal shows. I think my problem with Yellowstone, and this is, we'll get
the
back to
gun
Shot
handling
Show
in
here in a minute.
Yellowstone sucks.
So it's not even, I don't even care about any of that, but I have oppositional defiant disorder. So if you tell me that I have to check a show out, my like visceral reaction to that is to not watch it. It took me years to get into Game of Thrones. By the time I got into Game of Thrones at like the fifth season. So it had been on for 5 years before I started watching it. And then I went back and I binged it and I ended up, enjoying the first five or six seasons.
You got into it at the time when it was like peaked and everyone's like, yeah, this will be great. And so you got to binge the whole good section.
Yeah.
And then
And
you
then I
got to
got that other
suffer
part.
with us
I got
with
the other
the
ending.
end.
I got the whatever, which I didn't actually hate the ending of Game of Thrones nearly as much as a lot of other people did. But there's anyway, that's not the point. Point is,
We
yes, you should.
here at Gunday Brunch do not support or co-sign anything that he just said about, and like we'll be severing connection with him immediately. Clearly there are some major taste issues.
Uh,
You had no problem with how Game of Thrones
Yeah,
no, no,
it
I didn't
wasn't
say I
that
didn't
big a
have. Hold on,
deal.
I didn't say I didn't
Like,
have a problem with
well,
it. I said I
D&D
didn't hate.
lost their Star Wars trilogy over it, and fucking good for them.
I didn't hate it. What I said it was I didn't hate it as much as the internet did. All right. There were you know what I hated? I the oh my God. The Battle of Winterfell should have been one of the most epic sword and sorcery kind of
It
like
was so dark.
actiony battles.
Everyone's
I
like,
couldn't see shit. And also
okay.
and
But
I but no, that episode alone,
like
I almost
Jack's
didn't watch the
background
rest
right
of the
now. Jack's
series.
background, the Battle of Helm's Deep, is exactly how you light a night battle. So
so
Peter Jackson did that.
Peter
Fantastic.
Jack Peter Jackson did this because he had the giant shoulders to stand on, which was Tolkien described this thing in great detail. And
Yeah,
Tolkien understands battle fundamentally well.
because he was in this
Um,
little thing called World War One, guys.
yeah, which
Yep.
did not have engagements. They had battles.
Battles.
It's a very different scale. Um, and that's great. George R. R. Martin can write intrigue. He does not understand violence. He does not understand violent men. It is very obvious to me when you read his stuff that he is actually very afraid of violent men. It's why
Hmm.
any person like he understands they can be good people, but he doesn't know violent men.
And he doesn't
Taylor
want. Yeah, there's anyway. Continue. Taylor
Taylor
Sheridan
Sheridan
does.
Taylor Sheridan does know violent men and does understand that they can be, and violent women, and does understand that there's a difference, which is one of the things that I will big promote. Like Yellowstone is popcorn. It's fun, sexy popcorn, but it's popcorn. Lioness was really good storytelling and really delve into like, hey, there's a difference between what a violent dude and a violent chick looks like and
Hmm.
acts like and how they treat each other. And that's something that I care about. Um, Game of Thrones understands that intrigue is a thing that happens, but they really only understand like surface. They're like battle when two groups come together and have a conflict, and that's all they get.
And that's it. Oh my God. Yeah,
Mhm.
I could rant for hours about how
Which
terrible the
which
Battle
is
of Winterfell is,
which
but
is
we're
one
not
of
going
the
to do that.
reasons why the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones the earlier seasons did it well because they didn't show battles. They showed the aftermath of battles and the
Right.
prelude to battles.
Which
Which
actually
Then
is
then
made
they did that cutaway thing, and then they came back, and it's like, oh, a lot of people died.
which actually made better narrative sense for the show.
Yeah.
But again, we're not okay. So Shot Show. Speaking of
Back to Shot Show.
shows,
back to shows, back to Shot
speaking
Show.
speaking of the thing that we are actually paid to talk about. Wait a minute, I sponsor this show. We're paid to talk about whatever the fuck I want. And also, oh, speaking of, I had
A
a
wonderful thing
so
how
at
budgets
Shot
work.
Show, we had a meeting with the guys at guns.com who are the co-sponsors of the show, and they love it. And they specifically like the way that we do the ad read because it feels organic. And apparently they also like the tangents. They're like, yeah, whatever, talk about your
I I
things.
I do want to say that there's a new aspect to Gunday Brunch that's coming. That we can go ahead and kind of soft announce here. We won't get into the full details of it, but if you haven't signed up for the newsletter of Gunday Brunch, if you only subscribe to like YouTube or some other means, I highly recommend you go and sign up for the newsletter.
Mhm.
Jack and Keith's Corner, which is where we're going to talk about some products that we're getting to play with that won't make it onto the show completely, but you will get some like fun write-ups and everything else that is coming this year.
Hey guys, thanks for watching part one of our Shot Show recap. We'll be back next week with part two.